the trombone. All right, let's dig into the trombone a little bit. So when you open up your trombone, you basically have the two parts, the mouthpiece, which is important. So this is the slide. Okay, this is the part that you're gonna move up and down. It creates the sound. Then you have the bell section. And your band director will teach you how to put these two pieces together. This is the end that goes into the bell. And this is really important. This does not get any oil or any grease. This is what they call a friction fit. So as you put it in, it's going to be dry. You want it to be dry because you want to put it in and just give it just a little bit of twist so it stays in there. And this is going to help keep that in there. If you oil that or grease it or tuning slide grease it, it's not going to stick. And your trombone's going to do this every time you play. You want to see that again? That's what's going to happen if you grease that. So you want to make sure that that is dry. With the mouthpiece goes in the mouthpiece end. And you just give it a little twist. Keep it in place. You don't have to bop the end of it, even though it makes a cool sound, because that's going to get your mouthpiece stuck. And you're ready to go. How's it going? Let's talk about the slide first. It's a very simple idea. Two different parts. Outside slide, inside slide. Inside slide goes into the outside slide. Slide moves. The thing with the trombone that you want to be really careful of is it is very long coming off your instrument. It's very long. There's a lot out in front of you. You'll hit things. Oh, just knock that over. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. So you have to be careful what you're doing that you don't ding the slide, because if you put a dent in here, that slide's going to stick, right? And you don't want to do that. So just be careful. Don't use them as swords. Seen that one. Even though there aren't a lot of moving parts, they are very, very, very delicate. And the reason is that they can get bent very easily. It's a long tube, right? So it can get bent this way, get bent down, and get spread apart. Because watch this. Ready? See how easy that top moves? That top right there. See how easy that moves? These can get out of adjustment very easily. Then it's important when it does get out of adjustment, just bring it into us right away. We'll fix it up. Slide work and a cleaning, all covered under your maintenance plan. So if you have a maintenance plan with us, or if you're renting the instrument, slide work, taking the dents out, cleaning it out, all covered. The bell, the main tuning slide, and the bell part. And again, you want to be careful with the bell. You don't want it to get dented or anything like that. And then the mouthpiece. We use really strong bags here at Kidder Music that you can't get your mouthpiece out of the bag. Or I just don't know how to work a mouthpiece bag. Let's talk about how we're going to care for this instrument. We offer two care kits for the trombone. There's one that's just a basic care kit that has some tuning slide cream, slide oil. It has a little spray bottle, or you can get the extreme or advanced care kit. And we're going to use the advanced care kit because we're going to talk about maintaining the trombone. You're spitting in these horns, a lot of saliva build up. You want to keep them clean. You want to keep them working, because any dirt or grime in there, it's going to cause problems down the road. So you want to do your part to keep it clean the best you can. You got a little instruction manual. You got a practice record, cleaning cloth. Over time, you're going to get fingerprints on your bell and on your slide. To get the fingerprints off the bell, same thing with the slide. Be very careful when you do this though. You don't want to put a lot of force on it because you're going to bend that slide. You have some slide oil. Take the bottle and you just run it down the slide. And you're going to want to be careful because you're going to get it on the ground. So do it over the garbage can. Just a little bit. And it doesn't have to be perfect, right? You're just trying to get this oil distributed. Is there a point that you probably could use too much oil? So just use it sparingly. Stick the end in and I'll just kind of one side, other side, then both together. Slide's ready to go. Helps lubricate the slide as it's going up and down. Slide oil coming out, it's okay, just wipe it up. Oil your slide every other time, maybe every time depending on how much you're using it. And your band director can help guide you towards what they suggest you do. So that's the slide and the slide oil. You have a snake, you have a mouthpiece brush, tuning slide grease, up, and your miniature golf pencil. With your tuning slide, you got some tuning slide grease, Pull a bit on your finger, wipe it around. Again, always have a paper towel or a towel handy to wipe up any excess. Put the slide in, move it around. Again, I like to do one side at a time and then put the two together. Talking about what happens if your mouthpiece gets stuck. Why? Because mouthpieces get stuck. It just happens. You may not have done anything. It might have been weather. It might be dirt. It might be the kid that sat next to you and went, hey, look, I can make a cool sound. That's not your fault. If your mouthpiece gets stuck, sorry parents, don't grab a pair of pliers and start ripping on the mouthpiece because it's going to tear up your mouthpiece. It's going to tear up the mouthpiece receiver. You're going to bend your slide. Then it's starting to get really expensive. And we don't want that to happen to you guys. Your band director probably has. We have these handy little devices. These are called mouthpiece pullers. It's really a smart little invention. We got to loosen it. Technical difficulties. Please stand by. Please enjoy this music. Anyways, back to our show. Is the mouthpiece part will slide into here, and these two clamps are going to rest right at the top of where the mouthpiece goes in. It's called the mouthpiece receiver. And then, ready to tell you lefty loosey, mouthpiece will pop right out. Because sometimes they get really stuck. Bring it into us and we will get it out for you. We have many, many different ways to do that. If you're maintenance, if you're renting your horn, no charge. If you're not renting your horn, generally we won't charge you unless we have to get really super aggressive. Generally we'll take them out for anybody. This will happen where these two connection points get stuck. That's okay. It happens. It happens. Why it happens? Be a couple different reasons. Just take a paper towel. Some of our specialized cleaning thing here is you just squirt a little of that specialized cleaner on a paper towel and just wipe that off. And that'll get most of that dirt off there. Buildup can definitely cause it to stick. Sometimes expansion within the weather. If it gets stuck, that's when you walk this whole system into us. We have special tools that will allow us to get that separated without causing any damage to the bell, the connecting point, or the slide.
Don't even take any chance.
Let's talk about cleaning the instrument. You can clean your own instrument. You want to use caution, you want to be safe. On all your brass instruments, we suggest cold water. We'll start with the bell. Take your slide, take your bell out, wipe off any of the grease that's on there. Stick it under your cold water. Now we're gonna take the snake thing. We're gonna take the snake, we're gonna unwind it. Oh my. Just stick the cold water in there and you're gonna put the snake in. And you're gonna shove all the way through. So it comes out. Maybe you're like, oh, I'm scared it's gonna get stuck. That's fine. Put it in a little bit. Pull it back out. If your snake breaks off, okay, don't start shoving pencils down in there or anything else. You're gonna get stuck even further. We could get it out very easily for you. Just bring it into us, we'll take care of it. After you've snaked all the dirt out, rinse it out, water will come over the top, dry it off with your paper towel, let it sit upside down, just like that. What's gonna happen, gravity is gonna take any of the water that's in here and it's gonna pull it out onto the pad. Bell is very easy. Shove the water down the inside, shove the water down there. Take your snake again, you snake out this spot, because there'll be dirt in there. Rinse it out. If you want to, you take the snake. And I would go just up to about this brace here. You don't want to take it too farther because you may run risk of scratching the inside of the bell. Rinse all that out. Dry your bell off with a paper towel. Set it aside. Let it air dry for a while. To assemble the bell, very simply take a little bit of dab of the tuning slide grease. Wipe it on your finger. Take tuning slide grease and go around the tubes. Again, I like to do one side at a time, for those that don't know. Why I do one side at a time is how to distribute the grease around the inside nicely. Wipe off any excess grease that you might get. You're going to take your cloth and wipe the remaining fingerprints off. And your bell looks brand new, brand new, brand new. Your bell looks brand new. Now, with your slide, you're going to take it apart. You're going to take a paper towel. You're just going to wipe all the grease off the inside slide. You notice how when I took my hand off, how that bounced. Your outside slide, and you're going to run water down it. I would suggest that you open the water key when you do that, so water comes out here, because if not, if you do this and you run water, it's going to come shooting out and hitting you in the face. Remember that when you put water down one end, it's going to come out the other end. With the inside slide, you're going to shove the water down one end, put water down the other end. Take your snake, shove the snake all the way down. Same thing on the other side. After that, you rinse it off, inside, outside, You wipe it all down with a paper towel, and you set it aside and let that inside air dry. With this one, again, you rinse the inside, rinse the outside, you take your snake again, and you can shove it down in there. Now, there will be a point where you will want to stop. When you notice that that snake doesn't want to go anymore, don't push it any further. Pull that snake out. Do the other side. Now, should the snake make this bend? It could. However, you also run a risk of losing the snake end down in here. If that is to happen, you come into us and we will remove the snake end for you. We may be able to do it while you wait, or you may have to leave it and we may have to unsolder this. Depends how hard it is to get out. Once you've snaked both ends, run water down, wipe it off with your paper towel. If you can find a location that's safe where it can sit up like this, this will allow all the water that's built up to run down. Gravity is your best friend. This little fella right here, see how he spins? That's called a slide lock. What that does is it keeps your trombone slide from moving. And with some of the programs that I've seen around is where kids forget the slide lock and they can stand up and the bottom slide comes out and it hits the ground. That is going to cause a lot of damage to the end of the slide. It's going to bend the slide. So when you are done, always apply the slide lock. Slide lock is very important. It's the brakes of the trombone. With the Mouthpiece Clean, again, a little bit of dish soap and some soapy water, run it under the sink. Again, we suggest cold water. Warm water could tarnish it. You got this great mouthpiece brush, and what you do is you rinse it under the water, get it all wet. You shove this, and you just scrub the brush. You use this little brush to scrub the inside out, and that's going to get all that buildup inside and make it nice and clean. Something really gross, we have seen them where they're clogged up inside because kids don't clean out their mouth. So you want to make sure that's clean because air can't get through there. You are done cleaning your trombone. You are done playing it. Now we're going to put it back in the case. When you're putting things back in your case, most cases should have some kind of compartment by themselves to be able to lock in. You want that so then that slide doesn't bounce around and jiggle in your case because that'll cause damage. This trombone, this particular model, has this nice little flap that buttons up. And now you can see that slide's not going to go anywhere. Don't stick any of your books in there. You can see the book doesn't really fit. And if you try to force anything, see your book doesn't fit, but it could also cause the slide to bend. If you have a bent slide, it's not going to work. So you want to try to keep those slides as straight as possible so they move easily and quickly. All your maintenance, all your cleanings, all your slide work, if you are renting or if you have a maintenance agreement with Kidder Music, that is covered through us. We'll take care of it for you through our ultrasonic cleaner. Check your slide. We'll take the dents out of the slide to make sure the slide is working properly. We replace your water key corks with manufacturer suggested water key corks and slide bumpers. We're making sure that that 30-year-old trombone or that 6-month-year-old trombone are getting the same manufacturer standards originally came with that horn. And that is the trombone.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button, hit that thing, and ring the bell or something.